Hi, what's up? It's Axhton. We're going to go over how to get like a WHEEZY type bounce, something similar to that, but recently we dropped the 1K loop kit. Several of the producer and tenor ghosts, including me, made some melodies and put them in the loop kit, and it's for free, so make sure you check that out. There's a bunch of different styles like rage, plug and B, and orchestra sounding stuff, and even pain type melodies, so make sure you check that out. So for this type of beat, you want slow BPM, somewhere between like 115 and 120, around there. For this beat, I use a loop from 25 hours, and I'll show you guys what it sounds like. So yeah, just from that you can get some WHEEZY vibes from there. You want something that's like organic sounding, like some guitar, orchestra sounds, or some keys, and some good VST if you're making these type of melody would be Keyscape, Omnisphere, or some contact banks. So in the beat, I pitched it up by 100 cents, and that's gonna bring it one step up in the scale, so that'll be a D sharp minor now, and this is what the melodies sound like now. And whenever I mix my melodies, you can use any type of parametric EQ like FabFilter, but I prefer to use parametric EQ because I'm more comfortable with that. Sometimes you gotta put multiple instances of it just so it really work. So for this, I cut anything below subs, I cut more of the subs right here. I cut up all the way to 70 Hertz. And on the last one, usually people would say cut up to like 180 Hertz all the way up here. But in my opinion, for like some organic sound, you want to leave a little bit of the bass in there just so it really feels complete. And it won't clash with your 808s either. So yeah, make sure don't cut off too much of the low ends. Yeah, so I throw a vintage verb on there just so it sounds more complete and it don't sound too dry. And make sure you throw stereo separation on there. So I threw it at 40%. For your hi-hats, normally what WHEEZY does is make it really spacey, and on his beats he used 1/3 steps and 1/4 steps, and make sure you don't go too crazy with the rolls. You want to throw them every once in a while. Moving on, we got claps. You can see here I changed it up. I didn't make like some normal claps. I offset it at the end of every 4 bars. You can see right here and over here, and that's just gonna give it a little bit change just so the beat isn't too repetitive. Then we got some 808s. For the 808s, you don't want to go too crazy, add too many chops and stutter effect. In the beginning, I left it a little bit empty just so it gives the beat some room to breathe, and whenever like a rapper flows on it, you want to make sure they're able to have enough creative spaces so they can do their own stuff to it. Then on the second half of the first 4 bar, I added some more chops, and same thing, beginning a little bit of room to breathe, and then lastly right here on the last bar, I did a stutter effect. And what can really help with these 808, you want to make sure they're in key first. On the effect target tab, I typed in 0.45%, then make sure to turn everything down and turn hold all the way up. Make sure to cut itself just so the 808 don't clash and it don't make it muddy. Since you changed up the envelope, it'll just stop whenever the 808 ends, like that. So it'll really make the 808 impactful and just hit harder. And here's the reverse open hat. So the reverse open hat is gonna lead into the claps, so you can see right here. It makes the beat more interesting, and a lot of producer and ATL use that type of technique. Pyrex would probably do it, WHEEZY and Southside commonly use it. Next we got open hats, and that played on the first 4 bar and the beginning of the next 4 bars. After that we got percussion. One tip about percussions, because when I first started off I had trouble with percussion sounds. So what really helps, if the percussion sounds like an open hat, place that where usually an open hat will hit, and if it sounds like a snare, place that where a snare will usually hit. Next we got kick. It'll help the listener and rappers know when the beat is gonna become like a chorus or something, and just taking it in and out of the beat's gonna make it less repetitive and more interesting. Yeah, you can see from right there. And this is what all the drum sounds like. And one good tip that will make your beat hit harder, so pull up a parametric EQ. Usually right here I boost it up like at 2 decibel, and on the high end I boost it up by 3 decibel. Turning up on the high end right here, it'll make the hi-hats and claps and snares really crisp. So right here, boost up the high ends of the 808 a little bit and the mid tones, and that'll really make the beat hit harder. And make sure to turn on Fruity Soft Clipper. When you open up FL, it's probably gonna pull up a stock Fruity limiter, but sometimes people use Fruity limiter to master a beat. But when you're making it, like I prefer to just use Soft Clipper and parametric EQ. And I said this before in my other videos, when I pan and mix my drum sounds, usually for hi-hats, open hats, and sometimes percussion, I turn it to the left anywhere from 15% all the way to 25%. And for 808s and kicks, make sure they're mono, but sometimes 808 drum samples are already mono, so you don't gotta do that. And then for claps, snares, and rim shots, usually I pan it to the right. Make sure to check out the loop kit, the 1K subscriber sub loop kit we dropped. Yeah, this whole month I just been cooking up with them, and it's pretty fun. And since it's like diverse and a bunch of different style from all of us, you can really experiment with your sound, try some new drum bounce you haven't tried before, and it'll really help your workflow just practicing and using them. Next, also for type beats, you don't want to copy a producer 100%. Like, you don't want to copy their whole beat catalog. You could be influenced by them. You can add your own sauce and some of your own style to it and just incorporate that in your beat, and that will just help you become a better producer itself. And my Instagram and email is going to be down in the description below. If you guys want to collab, hit me up, send some melodies if you want. And that's basically the whole beat. I hope you guys like it. Like, comment, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what else you guys want to see. And this is what the beat sounds like.